Hello my sea pumpkins, Seabro here, and today we are going to be looking at a Diamond Mercy VOD by a player called Pumpkin. Be sure to subscribe if you like the content. If you don't like the content, then not sure where you're watching, but subscribe anyway. Okay, so I could sit here for hours and tell you why this is possibly the worst composition I have ever seen in Overwatch. But from a healer perspective, Lucio Mercy is really bad. Mainly because you want to be playing mega fast because you have hardly any heals at all and you have a Lucio, but Mercy is someone who gets a lot more value the slower you play. If you were going to run two main healers, then Lucio Brig would be better, but hey, don't let anyone tell you who to play. If Mercy makes you happy, knock yourself out.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Escort the payload.
Barrier out of existence.
Usually you don't want to really be superjump spamming. Your team is constantly engaging and you are standing on payload. You are way too late joining this fight. You really need to be backing up your front line by the time they engage, not standing on cover. If you were a medic and you were in a real life war zone, would you let the people die in front of you because your commanding officer told you to push a wheelbarrow a couple of meters forward? Get stuck in there. Okay, granted, Tracer did blink backwards, but it's important that you don't overextend when Guardian Angeling. Your heals has a humongous range. A short jump would do absolutely fine. Heroes that can relocate quickly, like a Trace or a Sombra, are usually not worth going out of position to go and heal. Believe in them.
Barriers about to break.
I really like this position up here. You are mega safe and you have great LOS, but it's worth constantly checking around. Mercy is not actually a mechanically demanding hero. You don't need to focus or target anything, so especially when they have a Genji or any kind of flanker, there's really no harm in checking back every couple of seconds so you can predict an engagement from them. Scouting behind your team is a big part of Mercy's responsibility.
Barriers about to break.
Schaden verstärkt. Jetzt wird die Welt aufwärts. Peak performance levels.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Get them off me. I'm here. I'm taking care of you. Heroes never die.
I smell a panic ultimate.
Damage increase. Helden sterben nicht. You should be at peak performance.
You have perfect cover here to heal from. Healing Beam has a really long range, so you don't really need to be that close to your teammates that you can get dynamited.
Heilstrahl aktiviert. I've got you.
Using the kill.
Damage is engaged. Where does it go? Protect the payload. Hello there.
Observe the barrier.
If Sigma wants to sit on payload, let him. Go and support the rest of your team.
I'm taking care of him. Ich bin da. Damage amplified. Heroes never die.
Slightly early Valk here. To get the most out of Mercy's ultimate, you want to be doing it as your team engages and starts taking damage.
Heroes never die. Activating self-destruct sequence. Let's get you back out there. Protect the payload.
Alpha Mercy gameplay. Mercy is obviously a hard Widow counter.
You needed a doctor? I'm moving the payload.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Diva.
This. Let me
Sad.
Heroes never die. The payload stopped. No one can hide from my sight.
I know you are Valking, but there's no reason to be flying in the open against a Widowmaker. You can still use cover.
Let's get you back out there.
Alpha! That, people of the interweb, is a pro gamer move.
Damage amplified. Let's get you back in the fight. Damage increased. On fire. Let me get you patched up. I'm taking care of you.
That was a beautiful last fight, made me want to cry. Anyways, let's Guardian Angel to the next round. Transition! So we are on defense now. We have an Ashe and a Hanzo to pocket, so your team will probably be playing a bit slower than last round, and your Lucio can sit back doing nothing, I guess. Well, you can hope that Lucio does nothing. He'll probably be yeeting himself into the enemy team and feed his brains out. Let's see how this round goes. It's highly winnable.
Point me in the right direction. Stop the payload.
Be careful out there. Let me get you patched up. Damage amplified.
So you are here pocketing your DPS, which is great, but as the rest of your team pushes forward, you need to be ready to jump to them. Yes, your DPS in this comp are probably going to be your main attention, but don't discount damage boosting Sigma in the enemy's face, especially if he hits an accretion. And your Lucio is probably not going to heal your team much, so you might need to be there to heal your tanks.
Damage increased. I need healing. Damage boost engaged.
Okay, I'm going to jump into a bit of an aside about super jumps. Let's jump straight into the practice range. Super jumps, for those who don't know, is when you fly really high into the air as Mercy by crouching, Guardian Angeling, and then jumping as you approach your teammate. There are loads of guides on it online, just Google it. Anyways, whilst this is a really important tech with a lot of uses, it's a double-edged sword. Against hitscan, you're effectively flying candy that they can eat for free. You also tend to get really close to your teammate when you super jump, which can make you prone to AoE attacks. In this fight here, you make it really easy for the enemy Widow to hit you. Assuming you don't need to fly up to avoid a Doomfist or Reaper or something, using cover always trumps super jumping in the open. Anyways, back to the game.
You should be at peak performance level. Healing stream engaged. Heroes never die. Let me get you touched.
This is becoming a bit of a pattern. Reactionary Valks are really bad, and by that I mean Valking when your team is critical. It's okay to do it if the enemy team engages or as a reaction to another ultimate or something, but once your team hits critical, it's far too late. Valk is really good as an initiation ultimate or to help heal a Blading Genji or flanking Reaper, but you do not heal quickly enough to use it like this.
Heroes never die. Let me get you touched up. You've got this. Let's get you that outfit.
What is that melody? Barrier in place.
Where does it hurt? Damage increase. Let me get you touched up. The battle continues. All systems checked out. Healing stream engaged. Damage increase. I'm with you. Don't stop now.
Wow, using the dragons for a cheeky res I like.
Medical attention.
The payload has reached.
Barrier about to break. Barrier is destroyed.
Enemy contact.
So target priority for you in this game is a tad strange because you're playing two main healers, so you were kind of left with the responsibility of healing your tanks, which wasn't ideal. But as of about 10 seconds ago, you have an Ana, so you can get away with pocketing your Hanzo much more. They are running a single shield, so damage boosting storm arrows into that shield would give insane value. For some reason your Hanzo jumps down, so I'm okay with you damage boosting a Sigma. Not bad damage boost target, especially if it hits an accretion, but definitely don't need to be healing him here. You have a bit of a habit of healing when you don't need to.
Barrier about to break. Barrier is destroyed.
Enemy contact. You should be at peak performance level. I'm here.
What is that melody?
Damage boost engaged. Let me get you
I really like that you're using doorway as cover here.
healing stream. Damage increase. Let's get you back out there. This is not the end. Where does it end? Heroes never die.
You are pretty open here.
Here it comes. Let's hit you back out there.
Unlucky. Tanks especially, we do not need as much healing as you are giving them. Especially when you have Nana. Take here for example, Zarya is on half health with no cooldowns. A cheeky damage boost on the tanks would have helped them take her down. Well, it would have if they weren't as passive as hell.
Unstable.
60 seconds remaining.
Reaching the barrier.
Mercy on the right side. Nanoboost is ready. Get them organized. Destruct sequence. Damage increase. Where does it hurt? Damage boost engaged. The battle continues.
30 seconds remaining.
Other than possibly reacting quickly enough to save your Anna there was nothing you could have done in that fight.
Damage boost engaged. Healing stream engaged. Heal me. Damage increase. Where does it hurt?
60 seconds remaining.
Heroes never die.
Just take getting solo grabbed as a mercy as a compliment. Let's take this death as an opportunity to look back at the Valk timing. Okay, I actually really like this Valk timing because the enemy team has pushed into you and your team should be able to take out the Zarya here. But it's a shame that Sigma doesn't believe in himself and Hanzo is playing a different game. And I think it's a single player game because there's no way he's planning on helping the rest of his team.
Let's get you back out
10
there.
seconds remaining.
Serve the barrier.
Stop them. Heal and knock. Enemy corner. I've got you.
Oh my god.
Damage increase. Healing stream engaged. Let me get near. You needed a doctor? Damage amplified.
And GG, let's head into the classroom. Main things, let's start with target and damage boosting priority. In general, you were healing tanks a fair bit despite having an Anna to do it for you. And you were also overhealing pretty consistently. Just stick on damage boost unless you really need the heals. Everyone doesn't need to be on full HP all of the time. Using damage boost more often will get your team more kills. You don't have to be a heal bot. Second thing to look at is your position. Using cover gets a passing grade from me most of the time, but there were several times when you were in the open, especially against snipers, you want to be using cover a lot more. Your positioning, especially in the first round, was very close to your front line, which got you in trouble a fair bit, so it might be worth watching out for that. when you are guardian angeling to people, I feel like you seem to guardian angel too far past the teammate. Just be a bit more conscious about who and where you are guardian angeling to and how safe it is. Your reses were not half bad, I can't complain about those. Your ultimates though were quite reactionary. And even when you did use them to engage, they were a bit early. Belt can be used either as the enemy engages you or as you engage the enemy. There is a window when both teams start taking damage that you want to pop it. If people are critical, it's too late. If both teams are still closing the distance, then it's too early. I hope that kind of makes sense. Anyways, friends, that is it for this video. If you learned anything, then feel free to hit that like button. If you hate May and you think she should be deleted from the game, then be sure to comment down below. But yeah, I'm tired and I'm going to go to bed, so I'll see you fine people in the next video.